the Island Challenge Cup. This is for student women's A. It's the final now between Brookes University A and Newcastle University. This has provided some of the best racing this week down this course. We saw some outstanding performances. Newcastle versus University of London A yesterday was a humdinger, to say the least. I've said goodbye to Cam Nicol. I've said hello to Mo Sabihi, who I'm delighted to be joined by to run through the next couple of races.
Yeah, really excited to be here, Camilla, with you, and on a lovely day. It's starting to brighten up. Looks like it's getting quite nice out there.
Well, these two crews, two British crews in the final of the Island Challenge Cup, and that's not happened for some time. This is a very new event, 2021, the Island Challenge Cup established. There are Brookes University A on your screen now, and they'll be racing Newcastle University just on the right-hand side of your picture. Blue stars, so iconic for this crew from the northeast.
I love these moments when you sat on the start. You're waiting for that light, that flag to go down, feeling the tension and emotion. But all of these rows look remarkably calm, don't they?
They do look remarkably calm, and we're going to zoom in on board with Newcastle University. That's Holly Bude in the stroke seat there to the left of your picture. Rachel Bradley behind her. Scarlett Reichser in the 6th seat. This is, we almost feel like we're in the boat with them, Mo. This is amazing.
We feel so intimate with these rowers right now, with this wonderful shot of this Newcastle crew as they get ready. Did you ever have any rituals when you were sat on the start line? Any things, last minute checks that you would do, tightening up of the gates? Was always one that rowers would do, and I was like, well, if it's loose now, then you've done a very good job to get all the way up to the start. But
it's just comforting, though, isn't it, that you've done everything within your power to ensure that you're going to have the best race possible, which is exactly what Newcastle will need here in this Island Challenge Cup. Oxford Brookes, we've talked about all morning. We've already seen Brookes featuring very heavily throughout finals day, and this is yet another final that they have made and will like to get their hands once again on the Island Challenge Trophy, which they will be defending. This is a title defence that Brookes are going for. Yeah,
they've dominated in this event since its inauguration, and it's going to be a great race, I think, against Newcastle. Newcastle will have to take it to them. They don't give them the respect of defending champions and lay it all out down the 2,112-metre course.
Well, it is 12 o'clock, but we have seen anything can happen here. The Grand Challenge Cup final delayed due to an equipment failure, but I can hear now we're about to get underway with the final of the Island Challenge Cup.
Attention, go. Get ready, please. Sit squared, get ready.
I think that's the voice of Matthew Pinsent, who will be taking this one down the course, hoping for a nice, clean, safe and fair race. And all the blades squared and buried. Just Oxford Brookes' Cox, Sophia Bernal, their hands still up there. You can hear them talking to the athletes about getting that boat straight.
Go!
Here we go, the UK University showdown between Oxford Brookes University on the left-hand side of your picture, Newcastle University on the right-hand side of your picture. And you know what, Mo? Newcastle are coming into this as underdogs, but the characteristic fast start from the Blue Stars of Newcastle.
Just because you're coming in as underdogs doesn't mean you're not going to take it to your opposition and try and win this trophy. What a fantastic opportunity between two British universities, showing great depth in the women's rowing.
I mean, this is the equivalent for you, Mo, of, like, you know, when your GB8 was facing the Germans. This is two British universities right at the top of their game. Brookes, defending holders of the island, but also championship gold medalists from the British University Championships. And we're looking into the eyes there of Olivia Hill in the stroke seat, just 20 years of age, alongside Amelia Carpenter behind her at 7.
It's got some great composure from Olivia in the stroke seat there. She looks super relaxed. Obviously, all of these rowing are blasting off as hard as they can. They're really squeezing, trying to get as much boat speed as possible. The trick in an 8 is to get as fast as you can with minimal effort. Then you start to slide down and hold on to that top speed. If you don't reach your top speed, your maximum top speed, you're never able to get that fast race pace. And it looks like Brookes have really done that so well off the island.
But Newcastle here, they've been extremely tenacious throughout this regatta, and for them to reach the final is a real testament to the work that Alex Lee has been doing. I know that Angelo Savarino, the head coach at Newcastle, also working with this crew somewhat. But yeah, brilliant that they've managed to get even to this point.
Yeah, it is great. It shows also to have an 8 in a university event like this, you have to have depth. You don't just have to have 8 rowers that can do the boat. There are rowers that will not be on this water at the moment that would have supported this crew throughout the winter, because there'll be illness and there'll be injury. So it's fantastic, and we've seen the depth that Brookes have, and other universities are trying to follow that model and try and have multiple 8s in this event, and hopefully at some point give a stronger challenge to Brookes.
And we talk about the depth, you're absolutely right, Mo. Oxford Brookes, we've just seen absolutely flooding all of the semi-finals, the finals here across not only student events but open and intermediate events as well. We're hearing Matthew Pinson warning them back towards their Berkshire station. This is really the blueprint that a lot of coxes have followed at this point between the barrier and the half mile, is to drift off into the middle part of the station, and that's the job of Sophia Bernal, that cox of the Oxford Brookes crew, to try and respond to Matthew Pinson's calls.
You can hear the cheers, the calls there from Sophia Bernal, driving her crew on in the cox's seat, telling them to go hard on the legs, make sure they stay into their race plan, pushing as she's starting to make sure she steers back onto her station, which is very important. She doesn't want to start to distract the rowers. It does get a little bit annoying when you're sat in the boat and you're working extremely hard and you can see the umpire warning you, so you want to be able to stay in the right station and focus on what you're meant to be doing as the athletes.
Exactly that, Mo. I think that Bernal was keeping it nice and simple with the calls, wasn't she? Just heard hard, you know, keeping it really simple, and those athletes will know exactly what to do at that point. It's
a simple one-word call, but that means so much to these rowers. They'll have a race plan. Each call will have a description what that means. So any of the athletes that are making the calls during this and the coxes during this week, you'll have a race plan, and at one word, catches might mean something so unique to that crew, and hard will be, as I said, it will be a very simple call for the cox to make, easy for the rowers to process, but they'll know exactly what to do at that point.
Well, at this point 2 weeks ago, this Oxford Brookes University crew would have been coming into the closing stages at this point on the course in the Henley Women's Regatta Academic 8s win. They took home that trophy. It's looking good for them at this point in time to do the double and to retain this Island Challenge Cup.
Yeah, we've got lovely shots there of the bucket at 2 and 3. That's 2 rowers rowing on the same side, and I rowed in a bucket many times in my years of rowing, and it is a really unique skill to pick up. You have to be so in sync. Any discrepancy is picked out because you've got an oar right in front of you, and they were doing a fantastic job there. Agatha and Shelby were really in unison and in sync.
Yeah, and that's what you need in a good bow pair, right? We've had a lot of wind through this week, and those two athletes are bearing the brunt of any conditions that are being pushed back towards them. That bow pair, you've got to be so technical, don't you, Mo?
You really do. You have to keep the boat lively. You have to give the energy to the rest of the crew. Feed back, grab onto the rhythm that your stroke pair, which feels like a long way away when you're sat in the bows. You've got to feed in, but make the bows really nice and zippy and light for the crew.
Great to see Newcastle here. We've talked about Alex Lee and Angelo coaching this crew, but this is the first time Newcastle University have made the final of the Island Challenge Cup, the first time they've had a women's crew reaching any final at Henley Royal Regatta. But they've come up against a very feisty Brookes crew. Big shout out to Chris Tebb, the lead women's coach for Oxford Brookes University, who've got both this crew and a crew in the Open 8s and the Remenham, who have looked pretty electric as well. And you can hear the support. I feel like the students come out en masse, come rain nor shine. It will be lots of screams and shouts for both Brookes and Newcastle as we get towards where the fans adorn the bank.
The fans on the bank will be cheering the crews on in this rain. It's starting to come down quite hard now, so the rowers have to focus in. The Newcastle cox, Sashank, will have to keep driving the crew on, keep making them believe that they can overcome this deficit. There's a small adjustment there to try and get back onto their station, being buffeted over across by the wind.
Newcastle are a classic bookend crew. They've got a great start, they've also got a great finish, and we saw that yesterday against the University of London, where they rode them down through the enclosures. They're going to have probably the greatest sprint of their lives if they're going to turn this over from Oxford Brookes, because look at that margin. And to talk to you, you know, this kind of margin in an 8, Mo, massive credit to this Oxford Brookes University programme.
Yeah, huge credit to the Brookes programme. They really know how to bring on athletes, and you spoke about the depth. You've got them later in the Remnant Challenge Cup as well. Another 8, another strong women's 8 that's going for the open event, and it's been a fantastic race from start to finish. And they have been pushed this week. It's not been an easy coast through to the line, but they have executed their races extremely well.
Well, in an event that has only existed for 3 years, Oxford Brookes are going to make this a 4th win, so it's a 4th time and a 3rd win in the Island Challenge Trophy in the 4th year of the event running. That's pretty impressive stuff. 3/4 of the wins in its existence going to the Oxford Brookes women's programme, and you can see how much that means to them.
It means so much to them. Change their lives. It will bond them for the rest of their time. They may have rollovers, but this journey to complete this race and to win will mean so much.
So the winners of the Island Challenge Cup will once again be Oxford Brookes University.